but Meek has been screaming for 20 minutes at this point about how it's disrespectful to scream when someone's on the phone. Do you see what's happening in the back of that picture?
Someone's on the phone. All right, it's another edition of KFC Radio on the Barstool Sports Network. We're going to get into it, but first we got to talk about my man Nick Mangold. Rest in peace to Nick. That one went quick, and 41 is so young. That one was sad. That one was real sad.
That one was shocking because he's when I was on Barstool Networks like last week. I think he was on the Yak last week. I think he was on like Talking to Large last week. Like,
yeah, it was like I know obviously he was not doing well, but it seemed like in reading up about it, it said so he had a genetic defect. If you don't know, he's a All-Pro lineman for the Jets. One of like the only bright spots that the Jets had over the last 20 years. He was like a rock. He was on the field every snap, every game. 7 Pro Bowl appearances. A huge piece of like some of the only highlights they've had in the last couple decades. He had a wife and 4 kids. He was basically a Barstool employee. I don't know if he ever was, but he was a huge part of
Barstool
Breakfast with Large and Willie, and so he was just like one of the guys. And so he had a genetic defect that they found out about in 2006 that was like, this is going to affect your kidneys, and he kept it all quiet until recently. And he thought I guess the timetable was like when you're like in your 60s, this will start to be a problem. So he was like, I thought I had more time, and I guess it progressed really quickly. And so he was out there asking for a donor, and I think there was some action on that. I think they were like finding some potential matches. So I don't know what happened. I don't know if it just went so fast, or if it reaches a point where they're like, even if you do have a match, we like, morally or legally can't do it if things get to a point that's so bad. I don't know what happened. But it went from, I'm looking for a donor and like trying to extend my life to, a week or two later, out of nowhere, he's gone. Or at least it felt like out of nowhere for us. I don't know about what was going on behind the scenes. So I know like Large and some of the guys here who worked with him were like really tight. As a Jets fan, everybody, in the Jets world like knew him and loved him. But 40, I mean, it's so weird when you watch sports. Like I thought of Nick Mangold as 20 years older than me.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Because he's a guy that I was watching, like revering on TV. It's like it makes you feel like a little kid and him feel like the adult. And I was like, oh, we're the same age.
Yeah.
Like holy shit.
I was thinking about that just the other day. How like your age drastically affects how you watch sports. Where
totally.
Like, when I was young, they were my heroes. Mm-hmm. When I was a teen or maybe late teens, early 20s, I consider them my peers for some reason.
Right. Yeah.
I was like, look, we both work in the sports world, so we're basically the same guy. Yeah. But then when you get older and you're like, oh, they're children now. You know what I mean? Like now. Yeah,
and it makes it much harder to like, at least for me, to like be as critical or mad. Yeah. I'm like, dude, this is like a 22-year-old kid.
I'm gonna let this ruin my week.
Yeah, right.
The behavior threw the ball to the wrong place.
Yeah. And then it kind of comes back around the other way of like now in retirement, because it's like, oh my God, this dude's ancient. Got to retire. He's 37.
Yeah.
Or, you have like your whole life ahead of you, and unfortunately for Nick, that wasn't the case, but. It was very, very sad, but I really feel for my man Large. I know that like Large, Nick, and Willie were like 900 pounds of.
They were the first like big boys club.
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah, they were the OG. Those 3 were like 900 pounds of booze, food, and bullshit.
It'd be 6 a.m. on Friday. They'd be 30
Hammered.
martinis deep.
Oh man,
that was
so
Barstool
sad.
Breakfast, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Barstool Breakfast. They had the morning slot on our Sirius show. It was like morning breakfast, Barstool Breakfast into like a Pick Central, into like a Chicago show, and then CCK, and then Barstool Radio, I think. So they were holding down the morning slot, and it went from like morning show to then they did Gentlemen's Fridays, which was just on Friday they would get fucked up.
Yeah.
And then it became like Gentlemen's Thursday, Friday, Gentlemen's Tuesday, Gentlemen's. They were gentlemen quite frequently.
Yeah.
And
Would they do actual breakfast?
Yeah, they do like wine tastings and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's more booze.
They class it up. They'd be like, look, we're gonna have a wine tasting at 7 a.m. on a Friday. What's weird about that?
And I always remember being like, you never know that like on a Friday you come in and it's like you're just like, all right, I'm going to come to work and do my thing. And then you walk in and you're like, oh, someone's going to make me do a shot. Someone's going to make me drink a bottle of wine.
You'd walk into work on Friday morning and people would be on the end of their Friday night out.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, yeah, I'll take the leftovers, whatever you got, really.
Sometimes I do think, like, we work at Barstool, where, like, somewhere where we can get drunk whenever we want at work. And why don't we?
I'll say this. They did it well.
I can speak on that a little bit.
Yeah, there was a guy who did.
The thing is called, you give a mouse a cookie, Jackie.
I will say this, too. Those guys somehow did it well because I think they're, all 300 pounds, at least were, and can handle their liquor really well. Any other time I've seen drunk content in my life, it's terrible.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Like, you think it's going to be like,
we'll
have some drinks.
Drunk-centric content. Like
Yeah. Well, but even like if someone's like drunk on the mic, it's bad.
Yeah. No, you're right.
You think like that's a funny thing we can do, and then it's like, I mean, it's like you're making content for sober people, so it's like, have you ever been the sober person in the room?
Right.
It fucking sucks.
I think the Yak does it well, where they do like one case race every like however long, but like if it's a regular thing, it's harder and harder to do these days. But like Barstool Breakfast, it worked flawlessly. It's just kind of I think culture's kind of shift around drinking.
Yeah,
I think people,
but also like the case race is like a visual. You're like they got their faces painted. It's you're watching a circus.
Yeah.
If you're just like tuning into a radio show or a podcast, and someone was like, it's like get the fuck out.
It's also like you got to power through. Like you either have like the slightest buzz or. If you're anywhere in the middle, I feel like it's bad. Or if you're shit-faced.
Yeah, you gotta hit that. You gotta hit that spot. I mean, I remember when we did like a 420 show once, and we all took some gummies and smoked a little bit, and it was good. And then I was like, I'm too high. I don't know about you guys, but I gotta cut it off now because the next thing is gonna be me forgetting every single sentence, and like you gotta know when to pull the trigger. But those guys did it well, and. I feel for Large and Annie, and obviously Nick's 4 kids. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. So rest in peace to Nick Mangold. Nick's Jets legend, better father, great guy, and sad stuff. But we move on nonetheless. You got anything you want to start with? I got a couple things, but
I got a very funny call from my dad yesterday.
Oh,
he called me. He was leaving church. It was before the Pats game. He was on Martha's Vineyard. And he called me leaving church, and he goes, Vineyard celebrity sighting. For some reason, my dad talks like a surfer when he's excited. and he spends a lot of time on the Vineyard, so he's seen a lot of celebrities out there. And I was like, oh, damn, like, who'd you see? Because he's seen fucking Spike Lee almost hit Beyonce in the face with a bike once. He was putting a bike into the back of his truck, and it was Beyonce walking by, like right on the Edgartown Harbor. I'm sorry, Oak Bluffs Harbor. He likes hanging out in Oak Bluffs. Most people he sees are black. Ray Allen.
There's like a black part of Martha's Vineyard, right?
Oak Bluffs is
that what's it called?
Oak Bluffs is a town in Martha's Vineyard.
Is there a TV show about that? I thought there's a reality show or a reality show like went there, and that I learned that there's a whole like black culture involved with Martha's Vineyard, which just cracks me up because I would never have guessed that.
Yeah, it's that show you're talking about is ringing a bell. I don't really remember it, but yeah, Oak Bluffs in general is very like important to the black community. I don't really know why, to be totally honest, but like Obama's got a house there, like Oprah's got a house there, I think. Like,
and then it's your dad. It's like Obama, Oprah, Beyonce, and John Henry I. Like what?
But he calls me coming out of church and. He's like celebrity sighting, and I was like, oh no shit, who was he? He goes, so I get to church early, and everyone fills in around me, and whatever, good mass, just kind of listening to the homily and shit like that. He goes, and then it gets to the peace be with you part. I turn around, who's sitting in the pew behind me? My mind's racing. Karen Reed. I had that same reaction. I was like, no way, dude.
If there's one place in the country where that's like bigger than Beyonce, it's Karen Reed. I feel like if you ask people up there, like, would you rather see Taylor Swift or Karen Reed? They'd be like, Karen Reed. I have no clue. I don't know anything, but I would imagine that bitch walks around like the cock of the walk now, just like out on bail, fresh out of jail. You can't stop me. I'm fucking Karen Reed. People think I'm hot, and I didn't murder anybody. Let's go. She's like the queen of that like New England trash, right? She's like that's their idol.
Because I think she's also from Fall River. Like she's from our hometown.
Yeah.
And he was saying he almost said to her like, "I'm from Fall River, shout out," or whatever. But he said he skipped it. I was like, probably the right move.
Yo, I mean that to me, like, well, I was gonna say, if that's me, I'm out. I'm moving across the country or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, right?
But
I
no,
was
she
thinking,
was such a hero. Again,
Yeah,
I'm
I guess
disconnected
so.
from it, obviously, since I'm here. But from what I understand,
people were on her side. It wasn't like a 50-50 thing?
I think it was a pretty, again, like the billboards, things that reached me. You know, someone who's in Massachusetts 24/7 might say different, but stuff that reached me was definitely free Karen Reed.
So I mean, and then also it's like your home. If it's like I don't know what her family situation is, but it's like my parents live here and my nieces and nephews live here.
Yeah.
You're not gonna run me out of town. But if that's not a problem, even
But
if I was the
also-
hero, I think I'd be like, I don't want my life to be this like incident. I'm out of here. But whatever.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, think about, like, even when you guys go to bars, how many people are like, oh, Barstool, like, whatever. Like, having to recap the trial to every single person.
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah,
like,
but
right?
also,
But-
if you fucking survived a murder trial, you probably don't feel like you owe it to those people. We feel like we owe it. Like, you know what I
that's
mean?
a
Like,
good
we
point.
like engaging with fans, and we like
Yeah, she feels completely wrong.
Yeah,
she's
right.
like,
She
I'm the
feels
victim
wrong.
here. In
Like,
a sense.
we feel
Yeah.
supported.
Yeah.
We feel like,
Right.
oh, you like our show, you like our content, whatever it is. Like, we
Yeah.
feel good about it.
Yeah. She's like
Karen probably doesn't.
Yeah. Corrupt police tried to throw me in jail. Man, that's funny though. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Karen Reed.
Like honestly, like I don't care about Karen Reed one way or another. But even when he said, I was like, oh, I know that's a big one, dude.
That's bucket list. He probably hung up the phone, called up his friend, hung up the phone, called up all your siblings,
Celebrity sighting in Martha's Vineyard.
That was a crazy one. The NFL is in full swing. That means tailgates and pack stands and that buzz before kickoff, that energy. But getting into the building is always a nightmare. You got long lines, hidden fees, price jumps. The website's taking too long to load. You thought it was in your cart, and then it's not when you check out. All that is gone with the Gametime app. It gives the advantage back to fans by unlocking amazing tickets at amazing prices. And all you got to do is just swipe, tap, tap, and you got your tickets. It's the most easy, intuitive system in the world, and it has the Gametime guarantee. That means you get 100% authentic tickets on time at the best price possible. Fees are always included, so what you see is what you pay. And whether you're looking to get into the Jets or Giants, whether you're getting back into the Garden with the Knicks, your favorite comedian, go see Bert and John when they're on the East Coast.
Tame Impala, Sabrina Carpenter. Sabrina Carpenter, if you're listening to this right now, Sabrina Carpenter's at MSG tonight.
Oh, that's a big one.
Browns, Jets, Bon Jovi, MSG coming up. Actually, that's not coming up. It's just here for some reason. Also, I'm sure Gametime loves it when I use this to talk about good shows on Broadway. Dog Day Afternoon, which I think starts in January. Fucking stars John Bernthal, Eden Berlick-Moss. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Dog Day Afternoon, if you haven't seen the movie.
Bernthal's the man.
Dude, it's like people argue it's Pacino's greatest movie, but I don't think it is, but people do. And I think Bernthal's playing his character.
Wow.
That's going to be fucking
monster.
awesome. That's going to be really cool. I'm excited for that.
Take the guesswork out of all of these tickets with Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use code KFC for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code KFC for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download the Gametime app today. Did we talk about, I don't think we did the chick on TikTok who faked her pregnancy?
Oh, yeah,
we
we
do that on
didn't.
the pod?
No, we didn't.
You know this one?
I know about it generally.
This is... There were two stories over the past weekend that I think are like late contenders as we head into 2026 for craziest story of 2025. The first one is this chick, Kira Cousins, 22-year-old from Scotland, faked her whole pregnancy, the whole fucking thing, wore a fake baby bump, posted about doctor visits, posted pictures of sonograms, made up that the baby had a heart defect, and was like, she's not, like, it wasn't life-threatening, but it was like, this is going to be a hard life for her, and we're prepared to, like, battle this. And then came her due date. She had a gender reveal.
Really?
There's a video of her popping those things with the pink shit flying. And I keep thinking about that gender reveal because, a gender reveal is like you need a third party to know the sex, and they're the ones who put the pink or the blue in. Yeah. So, like, she either secretly did all that or had someone in on it with her or whatever. But that's an extra layer of lying where you're like, I got to figure out. Because, like, if that's...
Probably had Jackie Photoshop it like she used to do for her roommates.
Oh, yeah, that's what I forgot about that.
Yo, can you Photoshop me a positive pregnancy boy, if you don't mind?
Sick fuck. Sick pup. Because, I'm sure, like, your mom or somebody's like, okay, like, I'll find the gender. And you're like, no, I've got it. It's like, or I guess maybe you just have the sonogram that's fake and you're like, here you go. But either way, a lot of lying that goes into that. Then.
But I think I'm starting I'm giving this some critical thinking right now. Dante invited me to the group chat.
Did he actually?
Huh?
Did he actually?
Oh, God.
Oh, okay.
I think... Having been a part of a couple of fake pregnancies in my day, I think it's on the people.
Yeah.
You like you start to be like, again, speaking from experience here, pretty quickly you're like, this is not
how it goes. Yeah. This is not how it goes.
Pretty and you're like,
no one's ever gone to you in an appointment. No one's ever like there's so many things that are like
pretty like you're like, I feel like this is, and you're like, all right, we can go down this road as long as you want.
It's Costanza. Well, so, it's honestly George Costanza going to his house in the Hamptons with 2 solariums. Like, you have to be so committed to the bit that I actually come back around. And not only do I like this girl, I think she's resourceful. I think she's
like, I almost think her family was in on it. Like, we'll let her.
Well, so okay,
we'll let her. Like you tell me twice. I've seen cracks in the foundation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
like if we had 2 discussions about how you're pregnant and you're not actually pregnant, I'm starting to be like, 9 months in after the baby's been born, if I haven't fucking talked to the baby, I'm probably gonna think that's a fake baby.
So the baby is born, and she gets one of those reborn dolls, which are, if you're not familiar with those, they're like hyper realistic rubber silicone dolls that. The only reason they are invented are for people who have a miscarriage or are stillborn, and they are like psychologically wrecked. And doctors are like, here's a doll, and you like, while you're going through your like psychosis, you think you like have your baby, and then you ease out of it. Like that's what they're there for. On top of just people like this being like weird.
Yeah.
But it's like so real because it's designed to try to like really feel like you have a baby. So she got a reborn doll. Which, as you might know if you have a functioning brain, can't talk or make noise or move or anything because it's a fucking doll. And she was like, no one can touch the baby but me. Like, I need to tend to it. I need to carry it. I need to rub, like, no one else.
By that point, the whole family's going, this thing's fake, right?
Right. There was text messages from the boyfriend who must have not been in the picture because, you're wearing a rubber fucking belly. You're never going to, you can't see your girlfriend naked, you can't have sex, you can't touch, you know what I mean? So he must have been like, hey, hey, I'm pregnant, and it's like, I live far away, or I don't see you anymore, whatever. But there was like, I think a story from him about him putting the baby in the car, like putting it in the car seat. It's like, so I'm thinking, and then
that's him. He's seatbelt letting that thing in, going,
how long are we doing this?
We're gonna figure out how we're gonna broach this topic.
Honestly, this whole thing becomes a comedy when you look at it through that lens. Like to me, there's nothing. Right,
this is getting fucking out of hand.
There is nothing more embarrassing, like in this world, to me, than if you think you have like tricked somebody. And they're not tricked. You know what I mean? And you're like, I gotta tell you something. And everyone's like, yeah, we know.
Yeah, dude.
And it's like,
know.
Oh my God.
I've been holding the doll. Yeah. I fucking know what a baby does and what a doll does.
That to me, there is nothing worse where it's like, you thought you were being slick or like, and everyone's like, yeah, we knew you were drunk or whatever it is, and it's like, oh my God, you guys the whole time were like, can you believe this guy thinks that he's getting away with this? The jig was up when the mom walked in the bedroom, in the daughter's bedroom, and just saw the doll face down on the ground, which is funny too. Like, I'm just thinking through that, like, so you get to your room, you close the door, you're like, okay, like, I don't have to lie anymore, and like, I don't know, you just throw the fucking doll, you're just like, whatever, just plop it on the floor, it's laying there face down. I'm sure the mom was not like, oh my God, the baby, I'm sure she was like, your fake doll's on the floor.
Yeah.
So now the cat's out of the bag.
Exactly, like walking in, seeing the mom. Like,
Yeah.
we gotta address.
Now we gotta do this.
Now we gotta fucking get you to a mental hospital.
Right.
I was hoping you were gonna get over this on your own.
Yeah.
I can understand, barely, but I can understand someone faking like a pregnancy announcement, just because there's just so much weird stuff for girls and pregnancy and families and like the pressure, and you feel like you should. I mean, she was really young. 22 is crazy, but like if I could see where a girl could get it in her head that she's like, I'm supposed to be a mother and I want to be a mother, and
It's so easy to
I don't have a partner.
convince yourself you're pregnant.
Yeah, right. And like you want the attention, and you're just one of your friends goes through it and you love all the attention or whatever, and you're like, I'm just gonna do it. And I feel like that probably happens quite a bit. I bet, actually, more than you'd realize. And then someone's just like, oh, I lost the baby, or like, oh, I was spotting and it never really, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I shouldn't have said anything. It was too early, because you come to your senses. To go all the way through pregnancy and through birth is so crazy. That's so crazy.
Dedication to the game.
For real. It's one of those people. It's like when I say, like if Bernie Madoff just used all of his powers to actually trade finances, he would have been successful.
Yeah.
You were doing so much lying and hiding successfully that you were like, you're brilliant. You're amazing. Just use your powers for good instead of evil,
I would also be like, well, I also wouldn't say anything at a certain point because I want to be like, I want to see how far she can go. Because obviously the kid has to grow up. So you got to get smarter.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'd love to see, like, how do you find a fake toddler?
Exactly what I was saying. We're like, when
You gotta find some like AI robot that can talk and walk or some
No,
shit.
I mean, at
like,
that point, you have to start kidnapping.
yeah, you do. Yeah.
Get your ass to
You
fucking
gotta
playground.
go buy a kid on the
you
black
gotta
market.
start kidnapping.
Yeah. Like, this kid looked different yesterday. No. Different toddlers just swapping in and out. That is
It's like a black kid. You're like,
close enough.
so cute. Yeah.
Well, in that same vein is the second craziest story of the year, I think. Remember Suzanne Summers?
Oh yeah.
You know Suzanne Summers? Probably not. You know? Yeah? You do? Why?
I think it's just from my mom.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Suzanne Summers was like in the 70s and 80s in sitcoms. She started on Three's Company, was a big sitcom, and then in the 90s, for like my generation, she was the mom on Step by Step, and she did The Thigh Master was her jam.
Oh yeah.
She was. You ever see The Thigh Master? It's like this butterfly-looking thing that you put between your legs and you go like that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I don't know this for sure, but I bet you Suzanne Summers made like tens of millions of dollars off that. She was slinging
She
it.
was George Foreman.
Yeah, she was in one of those 80s and 90s like aerobics onesies, just laying on her side, just fucking. Every time I turned on the television late night or whatever, it was the Thigh Master infomercial. She was making bank off that.
Is what's the movie with
The Substance.
The Substance? Is it like based on her?
I don't think so, but there's certainly similarities. There are connections.
Why? Because does she sell something like that? Like
she's
that?
like
like an exercise
fucking
person or whatever.
Demi Moore's character
Yeah.
is like an exercise person.
Yeah, I don't know if it was direct, but yeah, it definitely like drew some influence. Anyway, she passed away right before her 77th birthday. She was married to this dude for 46 years. They were together for 55. They met on a game show set in 1969, got married a few years later, and stayed happily married ever after that since. And so she dies a few years ago, 2023, I think it was. And this guy now unveils what they're calling. It's almost like when we called things hoverboards, when they were just like, you're just rolling on those two wheels.
Yeah.
You know? They're calling this an AI clone. It's just one of those sex robots. It's just a blonde, one of those sex robots. But they did use AI to ingest all of Suzanne Summers' books. How many books do you think Suzanne Summers wrote?
More than I would have guessed.
Yeah, that's for certain.
Again, it's so hard with the way you're asking. I'm gonna say like 12.
27 books. So it ingested 27 books that has like her personality and these memories and all that shit. Actually, can you pull up a picture? Because when now this guy's in the news and people are like, so you made this AI clone. That's like the phrase people are using. And he stops them every time and he goes, we prefer the term twin. Clones are different. This is a twin.
I'm getting angry.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to say that this guy...
I had like a big breath when he said that. I was like...
the way I put it was me and this guy, Alan, have different definitions of the word twin. Because this is just a blonde doll, like a blonde, like you're just blonde. It's like, okay, you just did 2 female, do AI, because there's going to be like real dolls of her. That's Suzanne Summers. That's her twin. That's her twin. I mean, that like is just like a hot blonde, like porny looking girl, but I wouldn't say that that's Suzanne Summers' twin.
Looks like Meredith from The Office.
No, Angela.
Angela.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of opinions right now. My first is like, honestly, like there's an aspect of it that's sweet, where there is like,
bro, for
if it's an old man who lost the love of his life, like they were together for 50 years, he's probably they're the only relationship he probably has still. I think he's in his 90s, right?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Like, there's part of this that's sweet, where it's like, okay, he gets to talk to the love of his life every day. So at least according to him, like he thinks,
and there's a clip, that one right there where they're like, he's looking up at her. Yeah, can you play that clip? He's like, "What's one of your favorite memories with us?" And like, she tells this like little anecdote about like the time they were making smoothies and they like spilled everywhere. And I'm like, it's weird, but also like if you can prompt this thing and it just like gives you little memories and like you know, and the real story to me is they were married for 50 years. She kicks the bucket, and the only thing this guy wants is more of her.
Yeah.
That's
right. That's what I mean. Like, there is some sweetness to it.
Yeah, and I think it's fucking super weird, but they had a Hollywood marriage for half a century. They know what works when it comes to marriage and love and romance, not the rest of us. So, yes, I agree with you. That being said...
But I also... I have a bit on stage I've been doing that. I'll do on a podcast because I don't really care.
Hell yeah.
I don't get why people don't.
I don't get it either, man.
Yeah.
But I have a joke I was talking about where like, you know, I see how the future is going to go for me, and I know at the end of my life I'm the bad guy. Like I just know I'm the villain when it all comes to an end.
In what regard? What do you mean?
Because I see the way the world's going, and like one day my kid's going to come home and be like, "Dad, I want you to meet my AI girlfriend."
Yeah.
And I'm going to have some shit to say about that. That is going to be horrific. That is going to be like my first thing I will say is like, I don't think this is right.
Yeah.
And you know, like that's what people used to say.
I think you're, in
different relationships.
Not in my house.
And then I'm going to say this is an affront to God. You know, like I think that your relationship with this robot is an affront to God. I think it's causing the tornadoes in the area. I think it's causing the hurricanes in the area. I think God is pissed
smiting you
about this fucking love you have.
Yeah.
And then at the end, I'm going to be like, you know what? When I was a kid, we dated our own kind. That's all I'm saying.
Yo, it's so true. Take your racist grandpa and just apply AI to him. It's
I know that's how my life ends. Mm-hmm. I know that I become the villain. Mm-hmm. And like Batman probably would have done some things different, don't you think? You know what I mean? Like Batman would have ended after the first one. Batman ends with Bruce Wayne on the beach with Katie Holmes if he knows he's the villain at the end of the whole fucking thing. So I'm going to make some changes about my life. But yeah, that's how I think about AI too.
I think
if you hear me tell that on stage, no, you didn't.
I really don't get that though. It's like music to me. Like I know it's different, but it's like when you go to a concert, you want to hear them play a song that you've heard 1,000 times.
Right.
I don't get why comedy's any different. You know, it's like I want to see you tell that joke. I want to hear that thing.
I'm gonna tell that joke in Hartford. I have news, kind of a request as well.
Okay.
Bert asked me to do the next week of the tour too, so I'm gonna stay with him for like 2 weeks.
No way.
Dude, I'll tell you what the best part is. That means, you know what, like 4 more arenas probably. Forget all that. That means like going on tour with Bert.
Yeah.
Like you get, I'm assuming, right? You're gonna go with him?
Yeah. We're gonna be on the bus for like.
Oh, the Bert bus is like
God.
the shit. To me, that's the experience.
Yeah, dude. They called me.
We have to go do stand up in front of 20,000 people. But can we get back to the bus?
They called me a couple days ago, and they were like, you know, Bert wants to know if you want to do the next stops too. Which
is what? You'd
be with us from the 13th to the 23rd, which is obviously I'll be doing the first stops, which are Hartford to, I know the 4, I just forget the order. I believe it's Hartford to Hershey to Baltimore to Richmond, which is the 13th to 16th.
That's all over.
I could be wrong. It definitely starts in Hartford, definitely ends in Richmond. And then the next weekend, starting I think Thursday night, would be Grand Rapids, Michigan, then Columbus, Ohio, then Peoria, Illinois, which I think is just outside Chicago, and then Indianapolis, Indiana. So I'm going to be with Bert.
So
on
you're
those
doing a little
shows,
East
too.
Coast,
No
Eastern
way.
Seaboard into the Midwest.
Yeah.
Bro, you should just never leave.
Yeah.
That would be a good bit that I think Bert would appreciate if you were just like, I'm going to keep coming. You don't have to put me on stage. I'm just going to keep going.
I'll be here, baby.
Yeah. Remember, like, it's like when Nate woke up in North Carolina with OAR? How did I get here? You should just do that. Be the guy on the bus. Bert would love that. That is sick, dude.
That should be. Can I do
You're
that?
basically
Well, I don't know. Like, I'll zoom in to the shows and stuff like that.
No. You must be here for episode 1,311, 1,312, 1,313. Like,
But they called me and they were like, we want to offer you the next weekend as well. And I was like, do you mind if I call you back? I just got to check some stuff out. And they were kind of surprised.
Yeah,
in the sense
I
they were
bet.
like, yeah, just let us know as soon as you can. And I was like, that was so dumb. I'm so sorry. I will be there. Whatever I have to move, I will move.
good. Yeah, you idiot. It's like like Scorsese. Like, you want to roll in my movie? I gotta check with my podcast first.
I was talking about with my parents where I was like, it would be insane if I didn't do this. Like,
insane.
10 more days with like one of the most famous comedians alive, hopefully telling me how either good or bad I'm doing at stand up and giving me notes and helping me. Like, that would be insane to not be on that trip.
I can't think of anything
got it.
you would miss it for.
Like nothing other
Certainly
than
not this bullshit. But if
like-
you were like married and your wife was pregnant, I think I'd be like, babe, I'm gonna miss the birth. I don't know. I gotta go with Bert.
I probably would, yeah. I probably would.
There's not one thing you should miss this for. That's fucking awesome.
But then you want to hear a really funny story is so I'm telling telling Nate about this the other day. We were at lunch and on Sunday afternoon, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to the new stops will be blah blah blah, and I read them all out. And then there are these two women sitting next to us, or kind of across the restaurant, and they were like, I'm sorry, I just heard you say Grand Rapids, Michigan. And I was like, yeah. And they're like, this is crazy, but we are from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Oh. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. And they said, we did not expect to hear someone in New York City say Grand Rapids, Michigan. Can we ask what you're talking about? And I was like, oh, I'm just telling them I'm doing some comedy shows there. And they're like, no way. Are you a comedian? I was like, kinda, I guess. And they're like, where are you doing it? We want to get tickets. And so I looked it up and I was like, the Van Andel Arena? And they just go, what the fuck? And I was like,
They're thinking like, I'll be at the Chuckle Hut.
Yeah.
There's gonna be like 35 people. I think it's the biggest arena in your region.
Yeah. They were like, what the fuck are you doing here? And I was like, they're not. I was like, I'm not. I'm opening. People are not buying tickets for me. That is not the venue for me. And they're like, this is insane. Like, we didn't even know comedy came to Michigan. And,
so sick.
And they were so cool. They were so
Wait,
cool.
so what is that? Is that where the like Red Wings play or some shit?
No, Grand Rapids. I would guess that's where like.
Because that is
I
an
don't
arena.
even. I don't even know who
that's
plays
so
there.
Massive.
Oh wait, Grand Rapids is in. Wait, where's
It's in
Grand
Michigan.
Rapids? Michigan. Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
I was
Michigan
thinking
State,
Cedar
maybe.
Rapids.
Maybe Michigan State. Yeah.
But they were like.
Oh, G League. That's a big fucking thing for the G League. I'm sure more is there,
But it's also probably just for this too.
yeah,
So
for
concerts can come to the
events.
region and stuff like that.
Right.
But they got tickets and they're coming. They're girls with grills on Instagram. They are. I'm gonna assume their sexual orientation. I think they were lesbians. They had short haircuts and flannel shirts and what they. I think they eventually told me they were together.
Do they have?
grills.
Are they making
They,
grills?
no, they're girls who grill.
Oh.
And I was like walking away. I was like, oh, Bert's gonna like. I'm gonna ask Bert, of course, before I tell them. But I'm gonna ask, like, do you want to come, like, do a cookout before the show? Because I feel like Bert would love that.
Yeah.
But they were so cool. And Lindsay and Brooke, I hope. Nope, not that. So it is. I'm gonna pull it up real quick here.
Yeah, everything I'm pulling up is grills, teeth.
It is
Girls who grill.
Girls Who Grill, maybe. No, I just followed them, so I can find it in 2 seconds.
Those are the sort of stories that, like, I think, you make, like, part of the story.
So it's Girls Meet Grills. I'm sorry, Girls Meet Grills.
Alley, Jack.
Yeah, wow.
You could join
Taking my fucking
MEET.
Girls meet grills near me. For some
Honestly, I swear to God, if you put girls in the search bar near me, like, pops up, there are just men trying to contact and find girls of
Lindsay,
any kind. Dude, I don't want you to take for granted that like you're just going on an arena tour now.
Yeah. Are you
Like,
freaked out? That was so many seats.
That's so many seats. That's so many seats. But Bert, what Bert said to me would have eased my fears, and I would have just like when he said like no one's there for you.
Yeah.
It's just like okay, yeah.
And also, I've noticed in my doing stand up, like it probably sounds like cliche and lame or whatever, but like I don't even think there's anyone else in the room. Like it's just
Really?
me.
Just focus on myself.
I'm just talking. Like I did something I need to be better at, and I've tried to work on that with the Out of Order tour. Probably won't be too necessary in arenas. There's like just like crowd work and stuff like that. But like it's not like I don't think I'm bad at it. It's just like I'm so locked in my own world.
I think
like,
that's actually better. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think really good crowd work is still like the top to me because it's like you're just going, you know, not the shit we talk about where it's like you just introduce the premise of your joke by saying, "What do you do for a living?"
Yeah.
True crowd work where it's like someone in the audience is throwing something your way that you never could have seen coming, and you are just nailing the jokes. You know, to me that's still like the top. But then there's been so much of that recently. And by the way, all of this is hard to do and impressive. But as a consumer, like there was so much of it that I think people started to roll their eyes at crowd work. So I think if anything, being like I'm locked in on my jokes is probably more what people want these days.
I do like I respond to the crowd. Like I can tell if they don't think something's funny. If they do think something funny, I'll comment on that.
Yeah.
But I'm not like, so what's up, Bill?
Also, you, right now, well, I guess on Outer Order you were doing longer sets, but for something like with Bert, like you ain't got time to like.
Bert's, I'm doing 15.
That is long enough, but I still think of like if you're doing like you're a headliner, you have like 40 minutes at a time. You tell your jokes, then you can go to this person. You tell your jokes, then you can go to that person. When you got 10, 15 minutes, you gotta.
You've done 20, right?
What's up?
You've done 20, right?
I've done 20. I've done. I don't know if it was exactly 20. I've done over 15. I've done like I think it was Boston. I probably did like 18, 20, something like that.
What's the most people you've done in front of by now?
Whatever Francis's crowds are, a couple hundred.
Okay. And then we like on tour for us, it was like. Probably 1,000 was our highest.
Oh yeah, that for sure. But I just don't really count that as like stand up.
But
like when for us, like we've done like 1,500.
When you are, do you feel a difference in like nerves or whatever from like 200 to 500, from 500 to 1,000?
No.
Yeah.
I'm just nervous.
I think my concern for this would be like the audio, the acoustics and stuff like that.
That might be weird.
Like how do I literally? I maybe have to pause. There's an echo.
Yeah,
all that shit. Like that
will be
my
something
concern.
I have to figure out.
Because to me, it's like once you're, I actually do really believe sometimes that shit of like performing for a smaller audience is like harder in a way.
That like, I kind of think that
I
a
see
little
both
bit.
sides of it. I could definitely see you walk out and you see 15,000 people and you're just like, oh fuck. But I think when people are like, you're getting up to get beer, you're like not even paying attention. Whereas if you're in a room with like, you know, you're at an open mic with 10 people and they're like looking at you like make me laugh, that's to me harder. But we'll find out.
We'll find out
for sure.
Can you even do crowd work at like a arena?
Not
it's hard. I mean, I think they do it, but you almost have to put them on the Jumbotron and stuff because usually crowd work is like I can see who you're talking to, what they look like, what's going on. If you're in the top row, it's like
I remember seeing that. I saw Ari do the Beacon a couple years ago, and he had a variety of openers, all of whom we know pretty well, and I could very clearly tell the club comics versus the beer comics. And you're not gonna like name people, but like some people went up and they were talking like this into the mic and they were just like looking at the front row. But then like someone like Schultz opened as well, and Schultz came up and Schultz is telling jokes for the fucking balcony,
commanded the whole room.
Like it's his room. And I certainly, that was something I noticed in how they operated even back then before I was even like thinking about stand up. So I have a pretty good idea, I think, how to work a bigger room. Whether I do it or not when I get out there, who knows? But I know the steps.
You know what you're thinking, what you're gonna try to do, Speaking of arenas, I think we mentioned before how the boys over at the Basement Yard sold out.
Yes,
the Garden, Joe Santagato and Frank. So they were on stage a couple days ago, and they invited. I think they do like a live pod, and so they brought these girls up on stage to play Flip Cup, and one of the girls like groped Joe. and it's like a thing apparently.
Really?
They're like, Joe was like assaulted on stage. And I think I haven't seen, like, I don't think he said anything, but this is like from Reddit and just like feedback and shit. Like I don't think he's doing anything about it, but I think he was like visibly uncomfortable, and this girl was like touching him and grabbing him, and like the crowd was like this is wrong, like this is bad, which is just it's just crazy. I hate to do the like if it was reversed, but it's one of those things where it's like that's fucking nuts that you're just gonna roll up on stage and like sexually touch the performer is fucking nuts.
I still have, I guess it's PTA. Like as soon as you said it, I just started thinking about this of like the worst picture I ever took in my life. I was guest bartending for a friend who was running the New York Marathon.
Yeah.
And I had posted about it, so like stoolies came and stuff like that, and I took a picture with a stoolie chick who like used my dick, like she grabbed it and was like bouncing it around like it was like she was washing my pants on a washboard, but she was holding my dick in her hand,
Like the penis.
like she was holding my penis in her hand while she was going like that. She's like, I can hold it, I got his dick, and I was like,
Oh my
this is
God.
and like her husband was taking the picture or something like that. It was
Wait, did you come? Imagine we were just a little longer. Just a little longer. Wait, what?
but I was like, what the fuck is
that's
going on
so
here?
Crazy. It's so
I forget
crazy.
what bar I was at. I know it was my friend. It was her.
Her friend.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
It was her event, but I had posted
right, in the
about
school.
it.
It was just
trying
silly,
to get like a bigger crowd and stuff like that.
And I'm sure they're like shit faced, but man, that ain't
Yeah,
an excuse
no, like-
to just
like-
jerk someone over their pants.
like, am I actually like I thought it was funny, and I still think it's funny.
I think Joe is probably the same
but
way.
I still think about it.
Yeah, that's called trauma. That's a trauma response. But maybe you'll get up on stage and get groped in front of fucking Cedar Rapids, or Grand Rapids, Michigan.
That is the only thing that I'm a little nervous about the Bert shows is like I gotta tell because he's brought it up. Like I gotta tell
Who's got smaller?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've never done that on stage. So like that's great. Here in Hartford, you'll be seeing me try it for the first time. I think I got it. I'm not too concerned about it. It's a pretty funny story.
Times. Yeah.
But
I think you should do some act out on stage though, just like jumping around. And
God, yeah.
Maybe pull your dick out. I don't know. And then the best part of that story is the fucking follow up.
I know
When we found out
actually,
the guy has a hammer.
But
it's like what?
I don't think I'll be telling that part on stage.
No?
I think it's
Yeah,
I'm
ruins
familiar
it?
with that,
I think it's too much. I think it'll go too long, and
Yeah.
I think like it'll end with just like I think my like punchline is gonna be not punchline, but like kind of my get out of the story is gonna be like, there's no better feeling in the world than having too big a dick for a dick measuring contest.
And your next act is Bert Pressure.
Guys, you don't want me to participate in this? I'm gonna ruin the vibes. My dick's too big.
Factor Meals is back, baby! Factor Meals is one of my favorite sponsors of all time because it's magic. I don't know how they do it. It's like the taste of like a gourmet meal from, home cooked or at a restaurant in a microwavable, easy to whip up meal to your table in a matter of minutes type of setup. I don't know how they do it, but thank God they do it, because in the fall when school is back and sports is happening, activities are going, everyone is go. Finding time to cook and give yourself real meals is it's not easy. So when you get chef prepared, dietitian approved meals that make you feel good, taste good, give you the nutrients you need, and you can do it in a matter of minutes. You don't have to go shopping. You don't have to cook. You don't have to clean up. It's the cleanup afterwards that's the bitch. When you're done cooking and you have your meal, you cook for like hours, and then you eat your meal, and it's good, but it's like 10 minutes. And then you're like, now I have another hour of cleaning. But Factor takes care of all that. More variety, more meals. They support your wellness goals, and you have all sorts of options from taste to allergies to diet preferences. A selection that you cannot beat. So eat smart at factormeals.com/KFC50off. And then use code KFC50off to get 50% off your first box, plus free breakfast for an entire year. As long as you have a subscription with Factor, you will get free breakfast meals for an entire year. And you can get half off your order when you go to factormeals.com/KFC50off. Delicious, ready-to-eat meals delivered with Factor at factormeals.com/KFC50off. Offer only valid for new Factor customers with code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase. The biggest craze in the health world in the last couple of years has been the GLP-1s. We're talking about Ozempic, and the other one. What's that one called? Wegovy.
Wegovy, oh yeah.
And, people have been asking, how do I find them? How do I pay for them? Is it covered by insurance? What do I do? Well, Ro will take care of all that for you. Ro.co. They have an insurance checker that lets you know if you're covered for GLP-1s for free. It's free to check. Doesn't affect your insurance in any way. You can find out if you're covered to get these medications, and then all you got to do is submit your insurance card to the insurance checker, and Ro will take care of the rest. No paperwork, no hassle, no waiting on hold. You don't have to talk to anybody. No embarrassment, no anxiety or awkwardness. They take care of all of it with their insurance checker, and then they'll send you a free comprehensive report of your coverage details so you can make the decision right then and there. So you are covered, or you're not covered, or you're 60% covered, or here's how you can get covered. Here's in-network, out-of-network. Ro will answer all your questions about how you can obtain that medication to meet your weight loss goals. So if you decide to move forward, Ro will help you understand what GLP-1s are they right for you? Are they right for your goals? And that is just the beginning. Ro will handle everything for you. So go to ro.co, that's ro.co/KFCR. It's a lot of letters there. ro.co/KFCR for a free insurance check to see if your insurance covers GLP-1s for free, no cost. Go to ro.co/safety for boxed warning and full safety information about GLP-1 medications. We'll do a little inside Barstool stuff here. I actually don't fully know or understand the story, so maybe you can tell this, because Meek Phil had a fucking meltdown. And when I first saw the clip, I thought it was Klemmer being like peak Klemmer troll.
Not at all.
No.
And I
Not
thought
at all.
And I was like, I thought I was on Meek's side for a second, and then I started to get more details, and I was like, oh, no, wait a minute. So tell me exactly what happened.
Okay, so happened to be here Friday, like 4 p.m. A rarity.
Burning the midnight oil.
And I was kind of just sitting over by one of the desks, and I heard a commotion. And I later saw that Meek had spiked his phone, which is what the commotion was. And
Yeah.
I don't understand that. He wasn't even that close to the free bet. Like,
also, like, being close. So they spun the wheel to see if you get a $10,000 bet, and it wasn't him, but I guess it was close. But like, being close on a wheel doesn't mean anything. It's just like it wasn't you, man. It's not you. You know.
I don't know how small the pieces were. Maybe being I forget if it was 2 or 3 spaces away, but like maybe being 2 or 3 spaces away is really close.
tiny.
Maybe they're slivers.
But still,
I don't know.
it's just like.
But either way, it's a fucking.
It's like rolling a dice. It's like I wanted 4 and 5 came up. I was so close.
Yeah,
It either is or isn't. That's it.
But that dice has 10,000 sides.
Yeah, right.
You never really had a chance here anyway, brother.
That's an even better point.
But it slows down. I can tell like you think it's you for like a second.
Oh yeah, because I guess it is like tick
slows.
tick tick, and you're like just keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's like the Price is Right. You're like the dollar's coming, and then it stops at 5 cents, and you're pissed off. Okay, I understand that. I wouldn't smash my phone, but
no. But Meek smashes his phone, and then from what happened there is where it gets really insane. Like he started demanding people take him to Apple Store, which people were obviously like, no, I'm not taking you to the Apple Store. He's like, how the fuck am I gonna get? Like, he's like, you start getting like angry. He's like, you guys are pieces of shit. How the fuck am I gonna get there?
I heard that. Like now that I know where your morals and like your priorities lie, I will never help you again,
dude. And
that was all just
people,
because he wanted someone to transport him to the Apple Store.
People like, and I know a lot of people don't know this because you don't know like New York City and the office. Like the Apple Store couldn't be easier to get to.
Yeah,
it is.
But like 5 of them. You could go downtown. You could go to Midtown. There's Apple stores everywhere.
There's an Apple Store that is more or less a straight shot. You will have to take one turn on 14th Street. Like you'll see it because it's going to go 28th, 27th, 26th, 25th. You'll get to 14th.
Or you could go to 42nd.
Right on 14th.
You could hop on a subway and take 2 stops north or 2 stops south, and you're at an Apple store.
Yeah.
Or you could just walk and be there in 20 minutes.
Or
you could take an Uber or like you could do a million things.
I think obviously like Meek just doesn't know how to exist in the world.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
Like he was he was freaking out about that. And then people were like, dude, you just got to walk. You just got to go. And then he was scared he was going to get jumped at 3:30 in the afternoon in Midtown Manhattan.
I heard that part. That sounds to me like when you are just scrambling for some ammo for your argument.
I know. Yeah. I think it was me as just someone who's eternally online and doesn't know how the world works.
You think so? You think he really thought it was like dangerous?
I don't know. Like, well, how else could...
Because he like walks to work from like Penn Station or whatever. Like it's not like he's like never outside on the street at all.
I think that reaction screams someone who's scared to be outside.
Definitively, yeah.
Like I don't know if it's I don't know if he was having physical withdrawals from not having a phone, or if he's just terrified of the real world. But it was someone who was clearly like panicking and scared.
Yeah,
and he was panicking and scared and lashing out at people. And I was like, what the fuck? Like I couldn't tell if everyone was running a bit.
Kidding at
it's one of those things where
it was so insane that you were like, this has to be a joke.
And then along comes Klemmer just doing his like, well, Meek, I think someone Mickey Mouse voice, and it's like I could see while not being in the wrong, if I was like really frazzled and upset about something, I think the last thing I want is Klemmer just being like, well, why don't you just do this?
Yeah.
Like, not now, Klemmer, not now.
But it was like Klemmer walked in. I think he was just like
that fucking. I mean,
it's so funny.
Dude, he like
that is so.
But then we're talking afterwards, and everyone's like, "Yeah, Meek's nuts." And I was like, "How nuts is everyone at this company? like, what am I working with on a daily basis? Who am I surrounded by?" Because it is like,
I'm gonna see if Klemmer's free. I don't know if he's on.
Dude, like, so I forget who was like that right there. Like
and that was his cell phone, right?
That was his cell phone, and then Klemmer goes, "That would have been bad." And he goes, "How? What else would happen? Could I break it more?" And it didn't even cross Meek's mind that like he could injure a person.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I don't think anyone's getting fucking injured from a cell phone, bro.
But I mean, like, honestly,
I don't know. Klemmer might collapse.
Yeah, Klemmer shatters like a piece of glass. I mean, but like if you hit someone in the face with an iPhone, you're not like that would hurt. I would be enraged if someone hit me with a phone.
If Meek Phil hit me in the face with a phone, I'd be madder that Meek hit me in the face with a phone. I'd be madder at myself that I didn't get out of the way.
You allowed that to happen. Yeah.
Like I don't think Meek's throwing 90 on Blonde the Black, right? Like Meek throws a phone at me, I should be able to dodge.
This is my favorite too. Pat coming over like, what's going on? Because it was when he goes, go fuck yourself, and that's when Pat came around the corner like, all right, look at Pat, he's shaking his arms out like, do I have to deal with these? I mean, you couldn't pick a. This is very cripple fight from South Park. Timmy and Tommy or whatever their names are. Meek Phil versus Klemmer in Rough and Rowdy would do numbies, bro. That was one of the more. And then I don't know. I actually do know what's going on, but Twitter is scraping the bottom of the barrel for their news these days. Mm-hmm. That got a headline on Twitter.
But it's all in our world. Though,
yeah,
right?
yeah. But some of these things are like.
But I think Twitter does this kind of shit the same way Apple does new podcasts get #1.
Totally.
They just want you to tweet it.
Yes.
No one. This is trending today's news worldwide. No one in Shanghai's heard about this fucking fight.
No, but the fact that it's getting any sort of that, and there was another one the other day that was like Dave Portnoy like had a salad for lunch, and it was like bam.
Yeah.
It's like boy, you're just. I know that Barstool,
but it's just clicks, that we tweet it because it ends up on our feeds. It's just marketing.
Yeah, isn't it?
Like I don't think on Twitter like it's actually national news. Any of this?
No, I don't know though. I'm not like national news, but like I think if you are like in the stoolie sphere at all, you're getting a headline.
Yeah, for sure.
And like that's crazy.
Yeah.
There's better headlines, is what I'm saying. You could put some other like more interesting shit than Meek Phil threw his phone at Chris Klemmer. But maybe not. I don't know. This is wildly entertaining. This is the
part. This one right here was killing me because Meek's screaming about.
Wait, I haven't seen this. Can we put it on the audio?
That's a genius idea. So when I get my phone fixed, I will never post anything you ever want me to post. What did I do wrong? No, because you're a constant prick that never offers any insight.
I just did. I said there's an Apple store right there. I was telling you where the store was.
Cool. You're gonna tell a guy with a broken leg go get a cast, go to a hospital?
What is that?
Like, no, you know it's helpful. You're gonna tell for it. It's common knowledge.
I think it is helpful.
No, it's not.
Just go to 42nd Street.
You just want to be Chris Klemmer. You don't want to help.
No, I was helping you. Go to 42nd Street.
You think you were helping me by
yes.
one talking on the phone while someone was setting up an appointment for me.
I didn't know you were doing that.
Okay, did you catch it right there?
Said, shh, he's on the phone.
What?
So Meek's main thing that he's been screaming about here is that Klemmer was disrespectful because he talked while Travie was on the phone booking an appointment. Travie will tell you he was talking to a robot. It had no effect whatsoever. Yeah. Meek's just screaming about it.
And also, like, the phone call was taken in a public area in the office.
Right. It's not like he burst into someone's, like, conference room. And
Travie, the person who's on the phone, is like, I was totally fine, not a big deal.
Yeah,
Yada. But Meek has been screaming for 20 minutes at this point about how it's disrespectful to scream when someone's on the phone. Do you see what's happening in the back of that picture? Why would you scream at work? Give me a tight zoom in on Devlin's face right there, because it's the look of a man very confused.
No, but then the best is he spins around like to try and hear better, because he's trying to, like, if it keeps going, he's like, the next time it pans him, he's facing the wall.
Yeah.
That is poetic justice right there, man. That is
You're so disrespectful. You talk when someone's on the phone, Devlin.
Literally, look at that with Mika's little fucking hand out there.
But the whole thing is so, because then he's also threatening to not film Klemmer, his job. Yeah. And then he's leaving the office back on and saying, some of us want to work Klemmer.
Yeah. Like, Klemmer at work.
Well, that's what's so funny, by the way, is like, if you are a Barstool social person, you break your phone. You're done for the day.
Yeah, right.
So, like, I mean, nobody, I've never understood the smash your phone, punch a wall thing. I just don't have that DNA in me. When I get mad, I'm certainly not going to do something to make things worse. But I get that some people have it. But for a Barstool social person, they've got extra chargers, they've got extra phones, yeah. They keep that thing on them. And I think that was such a quick, I'm never going to post your shit again. And I was like, that's what these motherfuckers do.
Oh, God,
all these social people, like, that was so quick in the holster that it's like, oh, yeah, you guys do all wield your power. You know you have the power, and I know they do it. We've figured it out before, who they post and who they don't. And now seeing that, it's like, oh, I bet they have their little like meetings. So who are we not posting today?
Dude, Meek 100%.
Yeah.
I've learned about Meek in the last few days. It's stuff I did not know, that he's like, I always knew he was a troll. I just knew that.
Truly a troll.
But like like, dude, someone said he tells a person a day to kill themselves online. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? He says he doesn't think it's weird. I was like, well, I think that's very weird. Yeah.
I can't throw those stones because I live in that glass house, but it does feel a little, when it's this person who has these kind of meltdowns telling you to kill yourself, feels a little more genuine. Yeah. It feels a little more real. I mean, that's like not quite the high noon can, but it's like right there. It's number 2 as far as office meltdowns. This was so Actually, let's do that. What are the biggest office meltdowns you think? I mean, I think Rico is number 1.
Rico's got to be 1.
The Brandon Walker Devlin push was
2.
I don't know if it's 2, but that's in the mix.
Yeah,
that was a little more just like, I don't know, guys fight and they push, and I didn't look at that like these people are fucking crazy.
I wouldn't call that a meltdown.
Yeah, that was an incident.
That was an argument.
But both of them, it's just like, I don't know, 2 guys arguing and it got a little physical. These are like, I don't understand what's going on in your brain. You're going fucking crazy.
They're people with mental deficiencies. Yeah. like I don't know. Like that's what it is, right?
Yeah. Yes. You know what's so funny, and you could attest to this, like, Mama Meek is like so in this world. Like she's at Barstool at the ballpark with us. She's always telling me about content she consumes and stuff. So this is not like if I had a meltdown at Barstool, I'd have to like tell my mom about it. You know? Yeah. Mama Meek probably saw this like in real time. Yeah. And then like as soon as Meek gets his phone back, she's probably on the phone with him like, Philip, what were you doing? You know?
Like all the meltdowns are gonna come from
the crazy people.
Like, genuinely crazy people. Like Frank, Rico, Meek. The meltdowns aren't really coming from
the normals.
I don't know how the fuck to talk about people at this company anymore.
There's the people who have actual
Are we pretending we're all normal? Are we pretending we're all what? You tell me the fucking rules.
Because there's like, you know when what's that like famous political quote where it's like, they're the things that I know, the things I don't know that I know, and the things that I don't know that I don't know. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't.
It's like this, it's just like this double speak of like things I know versus things I don't know. And I feel like that with Barstool, it's like, so there's the actual autistic people, and then there's the people that we say are autistic, and then there are like the actual violent people, and the people we joke are violent. And I don't know who's what. I don't know who's in what camp. I don't know what's going on here. Can I joke about this or not?
It really, like, we're getting really close to the line of like, is this a joke or is this not a joke?
Right. I didn't realize that the Twitter headline said Meek Phillips too. That's funny.
Meek Phillips?
Yeah. They definitely thought his last name was Phillips. Barstool Meek Phillips. So how do we leave this? Like,
I imagine
Meek
they talked about it
left
on Pick Central today.
yeah.
I think that they were still texting about it. Like he was still going off in the group chat, apparently.
Unless there's something else that I'm missing, his anger is all based off his phone's broken, which he did. He doesn't know how to get to the Apple Store, which is very simple. And I think that's it.
That also feels
Right?
to me like
I don't know where else the anger would be coming from.
That feels like an embarrassment freak out.
Yeah.
Like you did something stupid and now you're embarrassed, and rather than just like pulling the parachute and being like, all right, I'm sorry guys, it's like I'm just gonna go all
Very
the way.
Tim Robinson.
Yeah, right, exactly that. It honestly feels like when I'm like with my kids and their friends, where it's like we're at basketball practice and this kid misses a shot and now he's like pretending to be injured and yelling at people, and it was the ref's fault, and it's like, no, you just missed the shot. That's it. That's it.
And you don't have a fully formed brain.
Right. Yeah, and you're 8, and you're not at your place of employment.
So someone was saying it's like phone addiction, like literal.
I thought that. I know I'm like pretty sensitive with that shit.
Disconnected from my phone for the next 3 hours.
But I like at one point when he was screaming, I was like, oh, this is a physical withdrawal.
Yeah.
Like, this is like
you open up your pill jar and there's none left.
Yeah.
You grab the bottle and it's empty.
Someone dumped your pills down the drain.
Yes.
You're like,
those are mine. That was basically an intervention for me. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it was fucking bizarre. It was funny, much like my sexual assault, but
there's still a problem.
But bizarre still.
This is also like I would have paid top dollar to be a fly on the wall when Dave Portnoy logged on Twitter and saw this, because this is like everything Dave's. This is Dave's like. It's almost like everything Dave's ever done was actually building to that moment.
Yeah.
Because he loves Meek, he hates Klemmer, he loves freaks being freaks at Barstool. This is the perfect Dave story for him to just be like, yep, this is. And I really, there are times I used to feel this way about the internet in general, especially with blogging. I used to wake up every day being like, what if this is the day that there's just no interesting stories to blog about, and I got to come up with 10 or 12 blogs, and I got to just come up with something. And without fail, the internet never stops.
Yeah.
And I also feel that way about like Barstool drama, where I was like, I don't know, we've done it all, man. We've had interpersonal relationships, romances, breakups, scandals, fights. Like, what could be next? Like, this is There's you put a bunch of freaks in a room. From now until the end of time, shit will continue to pop off. And this is just the latest iteration of that. It's like
the speaking of I forgot about this until you just said like Barstool drama and shit like that. The Brandon Walker clip is on.
Yeah, so he was running around like hands to the sky.
It was, I mean, Mississippi State was up like 20 points again on Texas. Texas is ranked, I think, 22 or something like that. And so he runs down to the field. Again, this is all my understanding of the videos. He runs down to the field to like celebrate. Like it's the fourth quarter. We're up 20. I forget exactly
how
what
much
they were
time's left though. Like
I think they were up 20 in the third quarter, and then I think the comeback started then. I think he was down on the field.
Too early to like.
But up 20 to be like.
But Ole Miss.
I don't get what that was.
Ole Miss and.
No, I know, but like I they were doing AI videos. Like one with Brandon, I don't know, whatever. But the picture is fucking hysterical because he's just like,
and that's like
that's the game-winning touchdown catch.
Oh my god!
And it's Brandon is right fucking there.
I think that's why they made it, because I thought they were throwing the pass to me as a great quote for him. that feels like they were in the huddle and they went, all right, let's run the touchdown play and do it in front of Brandon Walker. We'll go back corner of the end zone.
He thought he was throwing the pass to me. It was so. I mean, it's awful and it's so bad. like it's terrible. But God, it very much is like the Darren Ravel. Like, I feel bad, but this is tremendous content.
Yes.
Like, Brandon being right fucking there.
But that's why I say it's too early, because Brandon Walker, I think, is like on my side of the tracks as a perennial loser at Barstool, right?
Like Mississippi State, yeah.
I
don't think they do too much winning.
That's the only one that of his teams that really matters, and I'm trying to think of any of the other squads. He
I don't even know. Dolphins is football.
Yeah, it's like college baseball, and like Ole Miss is like kind of his thing. But I feel like
Mississippi State.
Yeah. Mississippi. I feel like he if he was not already, he should be now. But I feel like even prior to this, he should be in my camp of like, I am never going to start talking shit or doing anything until like double zeros on the clock, because you just know these are the things that happen to people like us. You know what I mean? Like I fully expected the Jets to lose this weekend, where I was like, yeah, no, they're not going to win. They're not going to win, because you just brace for that when you're like a forever loser. So to be down on the field in the third or like the start of the fourth, there's plenty of time, man. Like that's, and then
I don't know exactly when he got down there. I think it was in the fourth.
I saw Dave. Did Dave make like a little edit of everything? Because
very funny.
Yeah. And so those are like, again, those are the moments Dave lives for. Yeah, we mentioned it on the episode we did with Dante, where we were just talking about like how Dave was like, I'm gonna walk away once I have
Texas
10
scored 24 in the fourth.
That is a lot. That is a lot. But like Dave being like, I just need $10 million and I'm going to disappear.
Yeah.
The main reason he can't is for moments like this.
Yeah, right.
He wants to be in the mix for when Brandon Walker counts his chickens too early, and then he can.
I thought he was throwing the pass to me. That is great.
That is all-timer right there. This podcast is brought to you by Fair Harbor, makers of the world's most comfortable swimwear. The same comfort that has earned thousands of 5-star reviews is now building all of that comfort into their super soft apparel that can be worn all year round, especially now in the fall. I just got a whole set of chinos, jackets, corduroys, button-ups, everything you need for the fall from Fair Harbor. And the best part of all is not only is it affordable and stylish and comfortable and soft, it is founded to protect the places that you love, because since launching, the lifestyle brand has repurposed 37 million plastic bottles to create buttery soft essentials made for every day. So they're protecting the environment, you're getting stylish, comfortable, affordable clothes. Everybody wins. It's built to last, and it's hard to miss, and it's time to trade up with Fair Harbor. Style this clean and quality this solid, comfort this easy. Usually it's expensive, it's hard to get. This is easy to obtain and high quality for you and the environment. So head to fairharborclothing.com. Use promo code KFC20 to get 20% off your full price order now through November 14th. So you got a couple more weeks to do it. That's Fair Harbor, HOHARBOR, clothing.com. Promo code KFC20 for 20% off. And let them know that we sent you. Jackpocket is America's #1 lottery app.
Jackpocket.
Jackpocket has all of these state-sponsored lotteries on your phone in one spot. We are getting big numbers, by the way. Powerball's up to 358. Mega Millions at 714.
Ooh, that's got to be billion next one, right? Or two more?
I think two more. I think two more. I think I said 4. I think it's looking closer to 3. I think if we can get 2 more missed jackpots, we will hit $1 billion from Mega Millions. If you're listening to this on Tuesday, the drawing is at 11 p.m. tonight. So download. Here's what. Ready? Watch. You click order. I'm going to go $5. And I swipe. Bang. And that's it. It's crazy.
Now you're in the game.
Now I am in the game with a couple tickets, couple sets of numbers. And right now, if you're a new customer and you sign up, you use promo code KFC2. And you can get $5 in lottery credits. So that click right there was $5 worth of tickets. If you sign up if you're a new customer, you sign up using KFC2, that would have been for free. So if I was a new customer using that promo code, I would be in the running for $714 million for nothing, for free. I don't know about you, but it seems like a pretty good deal. Like, hey, do you want to try to win $750 million? You're like, what's it going to cost me?
Nothing.
I think that's
Might
worth a
as
shot.
well.
I think that's worth throwing your hat in the ring. So download Jackpocket today. Use promo code KFC2. to get $5 in lottery credits. You could put that to Mega Millions or Powerball or your local state lotteries, Win 4, Pick 5, Cash Eve, Win for Life, $1,000 for life, scratch-off tickets if you're in certain states, all of it for free with the $5 in lottery credits when you use promo code KFC2 on Jackpocket, America's #1 lottery app.
I have a segment, right, real quick I'd like to do while we're talking football. Mm-hmm. Patriots merch. I think we have 3 Drake May shirts. Which one's the worst?
Bro, the like gay for May or whatever.
None of them are good. None of them is a home run.
For May might be so.
That one's mine.
So that like is a particular. If you know Seinfeld,
Which people I don't. So I sent it to some friends who I thought would know Seinfeld. People like I don't get it.
bro, the problem is, I mean, Seinfeld's like 40 years old.
I know. I think I just make merch for old people now.
Yes,
I think
well, that's why like I would wear that, but like that would be like when Barstool like first came out. If we were making shirts from like the 70s,
yeah.
people would be like, "What the fuck is this?" If we were like, "Let's make like a Partridge Family fucking shirt," let's make like a Happy Days shirt or some shit. Be like, "I don't know what the fuck this is."
So I sent that shirt to a few people who like my age, people I thought like Pats fans. I was like, yeah, what do you think about this shirt? And some were like, that's awesome. Some were like, I don't get it. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm gonna post it anyway because I like it.
Yeah.
And then
if you get it, that one's fine. But it's just I'm sorry, but this shirt is a 10. That shirt's so bad.
this shirt's insane.
But it's almost so bad that I would wear it.
Exactly. That's the
like,
one.
Like if you look at that and you're like, that's a great design, you're crazy. If you look at that and you're like, it's like those the shirts that like Greer wears and shit like that.
Yeah, right.
This is obviously intentional, but I don't get the impression that was made with that intent. I think somebody made that being like, nailed it, smoked it.
And then
And wait, there's more?
I think Jerry Thornton has one. I think he made it.
He has one that's referencing the 1800s.
It's may the force be with you. Yeah. Dude, we're 0 for 3 on Drake Major.
Yo, let me find out that these are selling, and you guys literally are a cult if these are selling.
I think that one was from last year, and I think me and Dave, because we weren't talking to each other, I think we both just kind of ended up like
it's time for a May shirts.
It's time for a May shirt. Like it's
yeah.
week 7, week 8, whatever
And
it
he's
is.
slinging it.
He's slaying it. Like you can't when you're making a shirt for a rookie, you're trying to force it to happen. Drake May now deserves a shirt.
Yes.
So I was like, all right, we got to get a May shirt. I didn't really like May the Force Be With You, so I got to love the Drake, which I like. I think I'll wear that one.
I mean, the Drake, if you know Seinfeld, that should be like, hate the Drake, love the Drake. Like I need a Jets shirt that says hate the Drake.
Yeah.
Like that is, but if you don't know Seinfeld, you're not going to get that. But if you do know Seinfeld, you should get that one.
Yeah, and that's what I was surprised about friends who I thought would get Seinfeld.
I'm Gay for May is just very funny thinking about, like, there will be some assholes up in Boston. I'm not fucking wearing that. I don't think that's fucking funny. What are you talking about? I'm not fucking gay. I didn't say that, dude.
If you got like a list of all the people who bought that shirt, that's eligible. Because you know how I always say like they gotta be like 5% gay or like whatever.
Yeah.
That like somebody wearing that comfortable. They like football. Like I feel like that's actually really eligible.
There you
list
go.
right there.
Yeah.
Jackie co-signs it. Guys, you buy that, you will get fucked. That is funny. I just can't. I can believe it, but even by my standards, the fact that the New England Patriots ended their dynasty, kind of like ruined it, like legacy-wise, like Bob Kraft's a sex trafficker, Bill Belichick's this.
He got a hand job.
He's a sex trafficker. Tom and Kraft, like there's like, you know, it seems like it's smooth over now, but there was a time where it was like, it's beef, they're not on good terms, there's the documentary, there's the sex trafficking hand job, Bill Belichick is now this like failure of a coach and cuck of a boyfriend. The fact that they went through all of that, land their head coach, land their quarterback, and now we're back before the Jets could put together a 500 season. Let alone...
Bro.
I mean, it's insane.
Crazy how good they are. It's like I'm about to start. I've said this for 2 weeks now. I'm about to start talking real reckless. Like it's. I'm not saying it yet. But maybe in a week or two, I'm gonna be saying it.
I really thought. Actually, I didn't think. I closed the door on. I closed that chapter of my life where it was like, there was a decade straight of like, when I was thinking about my calendar, my schedule, my content for the year, and what's going to be going on, I'd be like, all right, so like January through February is going to like suck because the Patriots will be there. We'll have to go to the Super Bowl. And like that was a part of my life. And then there's been this, you know, several year thing where I was just like, well, it's over. And not that you guys were never going to be good again, because every other team in the world except for the Jets, it's cyclical. But I just wasn't prepared for this. Like, I didn't think I'd have to gear back up to be like, time to hate watch the Patriots. Like, they just weren't. I always hate the Yankees. I really stopped even thinking about the Patriots. Yeah. They're just like, they're not in it anymore. And now it's like, oh, fuck. Time's a flat circle. Time to do it again.
I mean,
Dave's gonna be smoking cigars. You guys are gonna be wherever the Super Bowl is. Like you're gonna be doing all this again within a couple
Drake
years.
May's the third favorite for NFL MVP right now.
And you know what? It's not even May, which like is a huge part of it. It's more of Vrabel.
It's more of Vrabel.
Like that was one of those things where like
you could tell overnight. Bang, different franchise.
And it's like
bang.
It's one of those like when the ink was dry. There's a lot of things the other direction where it's like that was a terrible signing the minute you did it.
Yeah.
This is not hindsight is 2020. This is not Monday morning quarterback. I knew that coach or that player or whatever was going to suck, and they did. And this was the opposite of that. And it like that was so weird and so easy for them. I would believe like conspiracy theorists that was like rigged or like the NFL wanted that to happen because that's more the fact that the Titans just fired him and like and. Why?
Do people think this?
No,
I was going to say, now we're getting crazy.
No, I'm
like,
saying
there were other stops involved and stuff.
I'm just saying that was so egregious to, like, is your coach for the next 30 years if you want. And
I obviously agree, but, like, I think he was there 5 to 7 years. He'd had 2 losing seasons in a row, hadn't gotten the big one. Like, I get that for, like, 5 or 7 years, you're kind of like, we got to change it up. Like, he's obviously the guy. Like, he's obviously the coach. But
I disagree with that because you're the Tennessee Titans. You're not like, you know what I mean? Like the Steelers are the Steelers, and they're still like, we're sticking with Tomlin because like he's good.
But he's won Super Bowls.
I guess so. But again, you're the Tennessee Titans, and if you're mad that Mike Vrabel didn't deliver a Super Bowl to Tennessee in 5 years, you're a fucking asshole. and more, it's also more an age thing where it's like this guy is going to coach somewhere for 40 more years. And you really want it to be with someone else, and then it just lines up with the Patriots and everything, and it's just like, why? How did this happen? How did they let this happen?
He's just such a good, like, you can tell, like, just with the locker room, like, you see he waits outside the locker room after every game, hugs every player after a win, gets in there, and then, like, just, like, he does little shit where, like he thanked Dan Roach, where, like, if you grew up in New England, like, Roachy, he's been there forever, and Roachy had a question at the press conference 2 weeks ago, and he was just, like, before he answered it, he's just like, I just want to say real quick, Roachy, you were here covering me 25 years ago. I really appreciate what you've done for the community. I really appreciate your dedication to this. And it's like it's just being good at being a coach, where it's like you see it and you're like, fucking yeah. Even yesterday he was talking about how they do individual player announcements now, and he's like, yeah, I want the guys to feel love. I want the guys to feel how much the city loves.
You know
them.
what? Who knows? I'm just reading into this too much. I think that is a guy who was coached under Bill Belichick for a long fucking time.
Yeah,
who got sick of that shit.
Exactly.
Like, yes, it worked. Yes, we won Super Bowls. But also, like, and same thing with the media. It's like he never gave the media anything other than
yeah.
And he never gives the players shout outs. He's always, and it works, but it's also like, well, what if it works and you're not a fucking prick?
Yeah.
And like, like I'm going to run it my way because I know in my time in New England, like, I can be an effective, hard-ass coach, but also just give you your props or not be this over-the-top curmudgeon or whatever. That feels like a guy who's like doing it like, all right, I'm going to change the things that I didn't like about it and still do it the right way.
You get me? Like, we're not breaking any news. Like, anyone who's played for Vrabel says it, but like you can see very
He's a
clearly.
player's coach.
Like,
I mean, he could go play right now.
I'm a fan. I'll fucking die for that guy.
Yeah.
I'll fucking die for that guy.
And I'm like trying to muster up the same hate, but I can't. Like, it's not quite the same. Like, knowing him personally a smidge and knowing the family, it makes it harder. And also when it's like Bill Belichick I did not like Bill Belichick. It's like he was successful, but I was like, this guy's a fucking asshole.
Yeah. And
like people are just giving him a pass because you're winning, but like if we're talking about like his behavior, this guy fucking sucks. It's hard to do with fucking Vrabel, man.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty good to have him as your coach, though.
And then it's nice that the Jets won like on Nick Mangold Day, but like that was stupid too. Like just lose all your games.
Aren't you guys sick of that though?
Yeah,
Like, you look at the draft; it doesn't fucking matter.
That was
also, but also it could be the best draft ever, and whoever we pick wouldn't work. Like I really am at the point where like tank, don't tank, get the top pick, get a middle of the road pick, get a last, like lose your pick. None of it matters.
I was thinking about that. I was watching the end of that game, the Jets-Bengals game, and I was thinking about when Jets fans had kind of a, I wouldn't say a freak out, but you guys had a little bit of a nervous morning during training camp when Justin Fields got hurt. And I remember I was thinking about that while watching that game and having just watched the Patriots, and I was like, oh, that's what a franchise does, like a fan base does when they've never had a shot. You know what I mean? Like, 'cause like every year you got a shot, but
But you don't.
But you didn't have, and like that's how I felt with the Patriots the last 3 years. Like I was like, we don't have a shot. Like you know what I mean? Like sure, we might have a good run, we might have a good season, but like if you've won before, you're kind of like, I know what it takes,
and we don't got it.
And we don't got it. And like that's kind of how it was watching the past last few years. Like hopefully we have a few fun plays, hopefully a few fun games, but like this team is not prepared to compete on a real level. And
that's me every year. but really, I'm at the point where I'm like, this team and this organization doesn't have it. So like we can, I always look to my buddy Joe Caparoso. He used to write for Barstool. He was like, he's a real Jets guy. He has a podcast now with his buddy Connor. They call it Badlands, and he does like Jerry Thornton type analysis every game, and week in and week out they're there. And I'm like, I don't know how you do this. Like, hats off to you guys because none of this matters.
Yeah,
they're talking about like who should we trade and not trade, and what do we do with this and that. And it's like, who fucking cares? Because none of the, and we can pick apart week to week and look at the schedule. We're not even close. We're not even fucking close, and we're not going to be anytime soon.
You're not a couple good bounces away.
No,
you're not
it's not
a quarterback
thing.
away.
It's nothing. Yeah, we're not. Yeah, we're not even close. And like, I don't think I can really do it anymore. I just can't muster up even the interest. It's not even like I certainly can't muster up the anger and the excitement. I'm like, I just don't even. Let's put on like a rerun of a TV show instead of this fucking game.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. And I will say maybe the Woody Johnson, low key, like the greatest motivator of all time. Just tell your quarterback you can't even complete passes, and then somebody finally goes out there and plays ball. But until that guy's gone.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
I've been saying that forever.
And it's not like, it's weird because like when I said that about like the Wilpons with the Mets, like those owners ruined the team. They wouldn't spend money. They were stupid. Like Woody Johnson just finished up getting Aaron Rodgers,
right,
loading up a roster that people were like, this is a Super Bowl level talent, you know? So he just did that. We just suck, you know? And I think there is something to do with like, he is an idiot and he meddles, but I also just think it's like rotten. It's just like it's rotten.
Yeah,
you gotta
how much
get out.
meddling can you do?
Yeah, yeah. It's like you just got to get him out. Otherwise, like I feel like the Jets could have signed Vrabel, and I don't even know if that would have worked.
Right.
Like unless they were like, you run the whole organization now, everyone's gone. It's impossible.
My latest jacked up like idea, like if you just instead draft like magician, like just a team of like magicians, and then
like O's the mentalist.
Well, not even mentalists, just like literally like people who can like, you know, how they just take rabbits out of hats.
Ball disappears.
But if you just don't know where the ball is, you can't get the ball. Which is it's not a bad
Jackie,
idea.
all your ideas are like fucking good.
They're so good.
But like I feel like it's like the Jets
my
obviously can't they can't get their good players, so you got to try a new tactic. And I
draft magicians.
Jackie's fucking genius.
I used to say draft a quarterback with every single pick. 7 quarterbacks a year, 6 quarterbacks a year, until one of them hits. Just draft magicians.
Just draft magicians.
You can't get the ball if you don't know where it is.
Imagine the defense is just like, where's the ball?
Yeah,
and it's just like it just pops
I
up in the end
kind of
zone.
like.
Poof.
Can we do this? Can Mr. Beast do this? Can we do like fucking 11 magicians versus 11
All-pro.
like college players? We'll start with like D3, whoever's around. But
Yeah, this is the new like could Alabama beat the Jets?
Yeah.
Could a team of
magicians
beat the
snap the
Jets?
ball and get into the end zone without the defense stopping them?
That would be so good having a snarky magician like snaps the ball to him, and by the time everyone converges on him, the ball's gone. He's like, whoa, I don't even have it.
You see David Blaine lining up under center.
Snaps your fingers and it's in the end zone. You're like,
Dude, this is fucking brilliant.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy
I
you
could
got
have had
it.
a million guesses. Magicians was not coming out of my mouth.
The magicians would theoretically they get to drop their own plays, right? So they can work together and work their magic and be like, all right,
Work the magic.
you can hide it this way.
Yeah.
I'll fucking do a smoke bomb.
Yeah. There's nothing in the handbook about smoke bombs.
Have like a little magician's assistant out there. You have a chick running around, puts out like the blanket for you or whatever.
O's is the center, just whispering to the defensive line like
Yeah.
their deepest,
I know your
darkest
birthday.
secrets.
You get mentalist. and
Everyone's
they-
like, what the fuck? Jack, I don't know. I think there's something to this. You
I
might want
mean-
to run that one down to the Meadowlands.
Like would try it. Because drafting football players hasn't worked in 70 years. So I'll fucking give it a shot. That would be so. I'm just thinking of like a quarterback, like the Peyton Manning audibles when you can hear them yelling. Be like, pick a number between 1 and 10. Now think of
Abracadabra!
You're thinking of Denmark, right?
Think about how cool the chants would be. Abracadabra!
Think of an animal that begins with E. You're thinking of elephant. The whole defense is like, I was thinking of an elephant in Denmark. You're right. Anything's better than what's currently happening. So fuck it. What else we got? Let me just jump on my.
I guess last thing for Barstool stuff. Obviously, not heard anything from Pat. I had considered really staying on this and really making a meal out of this.
Oh, Pat, yeah.
This beef.
I thought you meant gay Pat for a second. That's a testament. If you say let's talk about Barstool and you mention Pat, I ain't thinking about Pat. Thinking about gay Pat.
I thought about the security guard Pat first.
Yeah, there's so many Pats before you get to Pat. Pat Savage, Pat security guard, gay Pat.
I had thought about staying on that and making it a thing and doing some content around it.
Just running up the score.
There was no response, and I'm fine with that. We'll just keep it moving.
It's pretty. I don't know though. It's like respond, man. I don't know. Then it makes it awkward. It's like I don't know what even happened.
Well,
here?
again, like I when I said it, I was like, we're gonna handle this however he wants to handle it, and I was hoping. I was like, well, hopefully we just fucking let this brush by because I like him, and
keep saying this. I want to be clear: we are pro Pat Bev pod.
He's a nice guy to me, so I was like, yeah, however he wants to handle it, we can handle it. And it seems like he wants to just brush it by, so that's fine with me. And I obviously hope the show does well. And I
pro Pat Bev, pro Jason Williams, man.
I love white chocolate.
Dude. I was thinking to myself, I was like, if this continues. And then, like, everybody on the Pat Bev show has to, like, rally with him, right? And I was like, I don't want to have beef with white chocolate. The guy was, like, literally my idol.
Yeah, dude.
I'm in the backyard trying to pass the ball off my elbow and shit, trying to be like, I could be a white point guard, too.
I love 100% of that show. You know what I mean? I'm not going to keep fucking sticking on them.
Love gang.
I was gonna do a whole thing where, like, we're coaching him up. We don't help Pat Bev with his numbers, all that, but it's not a thing. Honestly, it would have been bad content in a week anyway. So, yeah, that's it. Moving on.
Oh, I do want to. We got to do a little follow up. Did you see Denise Richards found the $1 million check?
I did see that. I just saw it this morning. I think.
Denise Richards. So after Charlie Sheen came on the show, he mentioned the story about how he gave Denise Richards a $1 million check for her birthday, and she heard that and then posted on her Instagram saying, "Look what I found while I was moving houses." It was from December 24th, so I think it was a Christmas present, not a birthday present. It was December 24th, 2011. So that's 2011 was Tiger Blood winning, all that. So that's like peak or bottom.
Yeah, that was no shit. You forgot Denise's birthday. I was a little fucking busy, bro, with the 7 gram rocks of cocaine.
I'm 10 months late for your birthday. Here you go. And so I was thinking a few things. Like, I think some people are saying that this was like fake or that she cashed it via mobile and that's why she still has it and she actually did all this shit. I'm like, you're looking too much into the details. This is a funny story, a funny anecdote that, like, he thought it was her birthday. He thought she cashed it. It was a different time of year and she didn't cash it, or maybe she did or did not. Who cares? Yeah. You ruin it with the details. It's a funny story. This guy gave a $1 million check at some point to his wife or ex-wife, and she found it recently. Like, people were like, "Oh, so the story wasn't true." It's like, no, this proves the story is true. You have to fucking, or let's get crazy that, like, it's a PR stunt and they wrote a new check. Either way, it's a cute thing between those two. I love them. I don't know why. I think Charlie Sheen and Denise Richards are in some weird way actually a shining example of how it should be. Because I was thinking about how many people have problems.
Brooke Miller too. One of my favorite parts in that documentary was when Brooke Miller was like, "Yeah, look, we were both on crack for like 4 days. Who the fuck knows what happened in that room?"
Some of the women that he treated, poorly, or they had the worst relationships, are also the ones who are like, "He's a great dude, man." Yeah. And so I'm like thinking of how many divorced couples and co-parents and shit like don't get along for like no reason, like just normal bullshit in life. It's like, this guy was addicted to crack and fighting and fucking and all this shit, and they are still like friendly at the end of the day. So if they can do it, literally anybody can do it. So somehow I found inspiration in that. But the fact that check existed, and also it says Charlie Sheen's pocket account was the thing on the check. Like literally, like he opened some account, being like, "This is my ashtray money."
Nice that your pocket account can write a 7-fig check.
God, fucking bonkers, man.
I don't know why I said 7-fig there.
That's the Nate dog for you, mid 5 figs.
I'd do it different if I could. If I could redo that one, I'd do it differently.
And last thing, just a quick thing. Jalen Brown's hairspray getting rubbed off on the Knicks jersey was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. When the Knicks, did you see this?
No.
I just want to see like a girl's reaction. This is funny. So this dude was playing against the Knicks, Jalen Brown, and he like brushes his head through, and his fake hairspray hairline enhancer rubs right off on this sparkling white Knicks jersey.
It's what it's like hugging any woman at a wedding.
yeah. I was gonna say that's like you get
that's
the
what it's like
makeup
hugging a
all
woman at a
over
wedding.
right on your shoulder.
I was literally getting ready for my sister's wedding last weekend, and I hadn't washed my tuck shirt since the last time I wore it, and I was putting it on, and I was like, "What the fuck is that?" And it was just like, just
brown red,
stain,
whatever.
right?
Yeah, that's like me any day of the week. It's like orange.
Looks like the shroud with Jesus' face.
Yeah.
This is it. But yeah, I feel like those hairline enhancers are like LeBron rocks it. There's the infamous Carlos Boozer shoe polish. Yeah. Rudy Giuliani had it running down his face. Jalen Brown wears it. So I feel like everybody out there is just hitting the spray. We can't really do that, right? White guy, it doesn't really work for white guys.
I don't know.
You can do like a powder here, but they do the hairline here. I don't think there's anything for white guys that can replicate that.
Oh, yeah, I guess I haven't seen that now that you say it.
Because up here, if you just put like some brown powder in, you'll cover that up. But like if you're trying to get here, what are you, like, paint your forehead blonde or some shit like that's not gonna work. So just a great moment there. Anything else before we wrap up? Draft Magicians is it's an all-timer.
Pretty great.
That's up there with Barcode.
Thank you.
Barcode's a great one. All right, we'll see you guys on Thursday.